Okay, so today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the AI gold rush.
Oh, yeah.
You've given me some really interesting articles.
Yeah.
One looks back at the 1848 gold rush and
Mhm.
how it kind of mirrors today's AI boom. And then the other one tracks how Wall Street is just throwing billions of dollars at this new frontier.
Yeah, and the question we're grappling with is, can history really predict the future of AI?
Right.
I mean, there's some striking parallels.
Right. Like 1848, James Marshall stumbles on gold at Sutter's Mill, kicks off the California gold rush.
Yeah.
But he doesn't actually get rich himself.
Mhm.
It's Samuel Brannan, the guy selling shovels and supplies, who makes bank.
It's the classic, case of the innovator not always being the one who profits the most.
Right.
Sometimes it's recognizing the needs of the innovator,
Totally.
providing the tools that make the whole thing possible.
Yeah.
And think Levi Strauss realizing miners need tough pants.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hello, Levi's jeans.
Yeah.
Or George Hurst, using his geology smarts to find gold in what others thought was just worthless quartz.
How? So fast forward to 2023, and AI is our gold.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is the spark that set off this frenzy.
Totally.
And investors, engineers, everyone's rushing in.
Yeah.
And this article from Fellows Fund, they're an early stage AI venture capital firm, by the way.
Right.
They lay out this comparison really well.
Yeah, Fellows Fund is right in the thick of it.
Yeah.
They've analyzed over 500 AI startups this year alone.
Wow.
Investing in 13.
Okay.
And they're calling AI a potential $50 trillion plus economic revolution.
Wow.
With the power to supercharge human productivity.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing they're really focused on is what they call vertical applications of AI.
Okay, so they're saying that the real gold isn't just in creating AI, but in using it to solve very specific real-world problems.
Exactly.
Kind of like their analogy, shovels or gold mining.
Mm-hmm.
Are you making the tools, or are you the one actually digging?
Yeah, and I'd even push that further. Do you agree with this focus on specific applications, or do you see potential in more general-purpose AI that can be adapted to lots of things?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, if we're sticking with this whole gold rush comparison,
Yeah.
would that be like trying to create a tool that helps with everything in mining, not just one specific task?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just like George Hurst finding gold where others saw only rocks the companies that figure out how to use AI in clever ways, targeting specific industries, those are the ones that might really strike it rich.
I like that. Okay, so Fellows Fund lays out this AI value chain.
Yeah.
3 stages. First, you've got the foundational model innovation. So think of the big, powerful AI models themselves.
Right.
Then the infrastructure providers, the ones giving everyone access to these models.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, the customer experience specialists,
Okay.
focused on making AI user-friendly and impactful.
So it's like a pyramid,
Right.
right? Each level builds on the one below it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to map those gold rush figures onto this chain.
Okay.
Your James Marshalls today are the ones creating those foundational models.
Right.
The OpenAIs, Anthropic's,
Yeah.
Mistral AIs of the world.
So then you've got the Samuel Brannans and the Levi Strausses, the tech giants.
Yeah.
Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, they're all over this. They're the ones providing the picks and shovels.
Yep.
Or in this case, the cloud computing power, the chips.
Yeah.
All the stuff AI development needs.
Mm-hmm.
They're making a pretty penny early on, I bet.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But just like in the gold rush, it's not just about the big players.
Right.
You've got thousands of individual miners out there today.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs, engineers, small startups.
Yeah. The Fellows Fund actually makes a point of saying that today's miners are in a much better position than those in 1848.
Oh, for sure.
Technology's more advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Collaboration's easier.
Collaboration is key.
Yeah.
That's a key difference. The AI gold rush is not a solitary pursuit. It's about sharing knowledge, working together, building on each other's successes.
Yeah.
It's a much faster, more interconnected world.
So, okay, let's get into some of the nitty-gritty, the insights that Fellows Fund has from working with all these AI startups.
Okay.
They found that product market fit is crucial.
Yeah.
For those targeting consumers or smaller businesses, rapid user growth is key.
Right.
If they're not seeing that they've got to pivot fast or really dig into what their users need.
And that makes sense, right?
Right.
This AI space is moving at warp speed.
Yeah.
Hesitate, and you're left in the dust.
Yeah, but it's not just about the product. It's also about the people building it.
Mm-hmm.
They call it founder market fit.
Oh, yeah.
A balanced team with researchers, engineers, business folks. That's the recipe for success.
Absolutely. You need that mix of expertise to really grasp the market.
Totally.
and what it needs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can have the best gold-finding tools,
Right.
but if you don't know where to dig, what good are they?
Exactly. Another observation, the speed of adoption is different depending on who you're targeting.
Yeah,
Consumers are the fastest, then smaller businesses, then larger companies.
that makes sense.
So if you're building a consumer AI app,
Right.
you need to be aiming for millions of users in those first few months.
Yeah, well, if you're going after big corporations, it's a longer game.
Yeah.
You need those key early clients, but the timeline is just stretched out.
Fellows Fund also distinguishes between what they call creative AI and decision AI.
Okay.
Creative AI is all about content generation,
Yeah.
writing text, making images, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they think that this area will be very profitable
Right.
as the tech is becoming more widely available.
Yeah.
On the other hand, decision AI is about building AI agents.
Right.
Think of them as like super-powered assistants.
Mhm.
They might start with fewer clients, less revenue initially, but the impact could be huge.
Huge.
Imagine automating tasks,
Yeah.
streamlining whole processes.
Yeah.
So how does a company stand out in this crowded gold rush?
Right.
Fellows Fund talks about building a moat,
Okay.
a defensible advantage.
Mm.
And they say that comes from a few key things.
Okay.
Having that product market fit, deep knowledge of your specific target market,
Mm.
advanced tech,
Yeah.
and effective marketing.
You're basically saying don't just slap AI on your product
Yeah,
and expect to win.
right.
You need something truly unique,
Yeah.
something valuable
Yeah.
that others can't easily copy.
Okay, let's talk about the AI hype cycle for a minute.
Okay.
Fellows Fund acknowledges the hype is important.
Yeah.
It gets people excited. It draws an investment, but
But too much hype can lead to unrealistic expectations.
right.
People start thinking AI is magic, and when it doesn't live up to that impossible standard,
Yeah.
everyone gets disillusioned.
Yeah, it's a balancing act.
It is.
Right. We need that enthusiasm to drive innovation, but also a healthy dose of realism.
It's like we need to remember that even in a gold rush, not everyone strikes it rich. There's hard work, there are setbacks,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of luck involved.
Okay, so Fellows Fund also highlights 7 key technology trends transforming the AI landscape.
Oh, yeah.
First up, larger and more capable foundational models.
This is where things get really interesting.
Yeah. So these larger and more capable foundation models, we're talking like GPT-4, Turbo, Gemini Ultra.
Mhm.
They're kind of like the heavy hitters in the AI world right now,
Yeah.
pushing the boundaries of what's possible with things like understanding and reasoning,
Right.
code generation, multimodal interactions,
Sure.
interacting with text images, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And the quality of content they can produce is getting crazy good.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling how quickly these models are evolving.
Yeah.
And it really does feel like this trend is just getting started.
Right.
But I'm curious, from your perspective, working with so many startups,
Mm-hmm.
does this rapid advancement make it harder for them to compete?
That's a good point.
If the base technology is so good, how do they stand out?
Yeah, I think it creates this sort of double-edged sword situation.
Okay.
Some startups might struggle to differentiate themselves if they're just relying on these off-the-shelf models for their core functionality.
Right. It's like trying to sell plain flour when everyone
Yeah.
else is offering delicious cakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, startups with really deep integrations who can take these models and build something truly unique and valuable on top of them.
Yeah.
They can thrive.
Right.
It's all about adding that special something, that secret ingredient that makes your cake stand out in a bakery full of options.
Totally.
So this brings us to another interesting trend that Fellows Fund highlights.
Okay.
The resurgence of the ensemble approach.
Ensemble approach.
So this is where you combine multiple AI models, almost like a team of experts,
Okay.
to tackle a problem.
Okay.
So instead of one superstar model, you've got a whole team of specialists working together, which makes a lot of sense, especially since AI models can have different strengths and weaknesses, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's actually a strategy that was popular before the rise of these massive language models.
Oh, okay.
And then, those big models came along with their impressive performance.
Mm-hmm.
Ensembles were kind of pushed to the side,
Interesting.
but now they're making a comeback.
Okay.
We're seeing this with, GPT-4
Right.
in what's called prompt engineering, where you carefully craft instructions for the model.
Yeah.
And even in applications like Zoom AI's companion.
Yeah.
And as more and more language models become available, some paid, some open source,
Right.
I think we'll see even more of this ensemble approach in the startup world.
Yeah.
Just makes sense.
Yeah.
Combining the strengths of different models gives you a more robust,
Mm-hmm.
more well-rounded solution.
And speaking of well-rounded, The next trend we need to talk about is the rise of multimodal foundation models. These
Multimodal.
are models that can work with different types of data. Text code images, videos, audio, you name it.
Yeah.
Remember how early AI models were kind of one-trick ponies?
They were great at what they did, but they could only do one thing.
Exactly. Now we have models like Gemini and GPT-4 that can handle all sorts of data,
Yeah.
which opens up a whole universe of possibilities.
It's like giving the AI superpowers.
Right.
It can understand the world in so many more ways now.
Totally.
And Fellows Fund actually expects to see just a ton of new startups popping up in this multimodal space.
I can't wait to see what they come up with.
I know.
I mean, imagine AI creating stunning multimedia art.
Right.
Robots that can truly interact with the world in a more human-like way. Even AI doctors that can diagnose patients using a combination of medical images,
Yeah.
genetic data, and the patient's own story.
It's pretty cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And speaking of breaking down barriers, the next trend is all about bringing AI closer to us, literally.
Okay.
We're talking about LLMs moving to edge devices.
Edge device.
Up until now, running these massive models required so much computing power.
Yeah.
They were basically confined to the cloud.
Right. And that reliance on the cloud has some drawbacks.
Yeah.
Latency, privacy, concerns the need for a constant internet connection.
Right.
It all adds up.
Right.
Yeah.
But the good news is things are changing.
Okay.
We have these powerful new AI accelerators that are making devices like laptops and smartphones capable of handling more sophisticated AI tasks.
Right.
Plus, we're seeing the development of smaller, more efficient LLMs like Gemini Nano.
I love that name.
So imagine a future where your laptop
Right.
or even your phone
Right.
has the power of an LLM built right in.
Yeah.
That means more accessible AI tools for developers,
Right.
more personalized AI experiences, a
Yeah.
whole new wave of context-aware applications.
Oh, cool.
Think intelligent robots that can navigate dynamic environments,
Yeah.
real-time language translation on your phone,
Right.
or even personalized AI assistants that are always there ready to help. It's like AI is breaking free from the cloud and stepping into the real world.
Yeah.
And that leads us to another exciting trend, personalization.
Personalization.
AI is already being used to tailor product services and marketing to our individual preferences. But Fellows Fund believes this trend is about to go into overdrive.
Yeah.
Generative AI, with its ability to crunch huge amounts of user data
Right.
and learn from every interaction, is the perfect tool for hyper-personalization.
Hyper-personalization.
So imagine a world where everything you buy,
Yeah.
every service you use, every piece of content you consume.
It's tailored to your unique tastes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that could be amazing,
Yeah.
but it could also feel a little invasive, right?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, how much personalization is too much?
For hyper-personalization to really work,
Right.
it needs to be done ethically
Right.
and transparently, with users having full control over their data
Yes,
and how it's used.
absolutely. Okay, ready for a trend that gets my sci-fi senses tingling?
Hit me.
We're talking about autonomous agents.
Oh, yeah.
So this goes beyond AI just giving us recommendations or insights.
Right.
This is AI acting independently,
Wow.
making decisions, completing tasks based on goals that we set.
Yeah, it's a big step, no doubt.
It is.
And one that requires some serious advancements in AI's ability to reason,
Yeah,
plan, learn from feedback, and retain information.
totally.
But the potential is huge.
It is. Fellows Fund sees these autonomous agents as digital coworkers, taking over those repetitive, mundane tasks,
Yeah.
freeing up human talent for more strategic and creative work.
It's not about replacing humans.
Right.
It's about augmenting our abilities, working together to accomplish more than we ever could alone.
It's like having a team of super efficient assistants at your disposal.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, trend number 7, the integration of AI into scientific research and discovery.
Okay.
This one sometimes flies under the radar,
Mhm.
but it's already making waves in fields like algorithm development, drug design,
Right.
material innovation, and climate modeling.
It's so cool.
AI is accelerating the pace of scientific breakthroughs. And Fellows Fund predicts it will play an even bigger role in pushing the boundaries of human knowledge.
Yeah.
Imagine AI helping us develop life-saving drugs,
Right.
discover new materials with incredible properties, or even finding solutions to climate change.
Yeah.
The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So to recap, we've got these larger and more capable foundation models,
Yeah.
the resurgence of ensembles,
Mm-hmm.
Multimodal AI,
Yeah.
AI moving to edge devices,
Right.
hyper-personalization,
Yes.
autonomous agents,
Yeah.
and AI revolutionizing science.
That's quite a list.
It is.
And it really highlights how dynamic
Yeah,
and fast-moving the AI landscape is.
totally.
Anyone who wants to succeed in this gold rush needs to stay informed about these trends
Right.
and figure out how they impact their work.
Okay, now let's switch gears and talk about how Wall Street is pouring billions into this AI gold rush.
Oh, yeah. This is where the rubber meets the road.
So we've got this other article that dives into some of the mega deals happening on Wall Street.
Yeah.
It's like they're laying down the railroads for this whole AI revolution.
It really does feel that way, doesn't it?
It does.
And just like with the railroads, these investments are going to reshape the entire economic landscape,
Yeah.
but it's a high-stakes game.
Right.
With the potential for massive wins and, of course, some big losses along the way.
So let's talk about some of these eye-popping deals. First up, we have Blue Owl Capital dropping a cool $1 billion into Stargate,
Oh, yeah.
a data center venture between OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank. Talk about a power play.
It's fascinating how that deal came together.
Yeah.
Blue Owl, they're known for their private credit funds. Think of them as like specialized lenders for big investments.
Okay.
And they just cold emailed Oracle out of the blue.
Wow.
Within 24 hours, they were talking partnership.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
It sounds like Oracle was already looking for financial partners to help them beef up their data center capacity.
Mhm.
They want to be a major player in this AI boom, and that takes serious computing power.
Yeah, and Blue Owl was more than happy to jump on board.
Mhm.
They see data centers as the essential infrastructure for the AI age.
Right.
And they're betting that demand is only going to explode from here.
Yeah, and they're not the only ones making big moves. Digital Realty, one of the giants in the data center world,
Yeah.
just had their biggest fundraising year ever.
Wow.
They pulled in a whopping $8.5 billion in 2024
Okay.
to fuel their AI expansion. That's a 25% jump from the year before.
They're pulling out all the stops, selling stock issuing bonds, forming joint ventures.
Wow.
They've even partnered with Blackstone, the private equity behemoth, to develop $7 billion worth of new data centers.
Wow.
They're clearly all in on this AI gold rush.
It's amazing how much money is pouring into this sector.
Yeah.
And it's not just the traditional tech players. We've got Silicon Ranch, a solar
Yeah.
farm builder. Oh, wow.
Investing over $3 billion to power Meta's data centers.
Interesting.
So it's like instead of selling shovels,
Yeah.
they're selling the electricity to run the whole operation.
It's a smart move. As these data centers grow, so does their energy consumption.
Of course.
Silicon Ranch is focused on providing clean, renewable energy,
Yeah.
which is a big deal as we try to make this AI revolution a bit more sustainable.
Right, because the environmental impact of all this computing power is a real concern.
Absolutely.
So it's encouraging to see companies like Silicon Ranch stepping up and trying to be part of the solution.
For sure.
Okay, now let's talk about a company that's really caught Wall Street's eye. CoreWeave.
CoreWeave.
They're an NVIDIA affiliate that's getting ready for an IPO, a big stock market debut.
Okay.
After raising billions in private equity and credit,
They've been busy.
they actually started out focusing on data centers for cryptocurrency,
Oh, wow.
but they pivoted quickly to AI.
And having access to NVIDIA's powerful chips has given them a huge advantage in the hyperscaler market.
Yeah,
That's where those massive data centers live.
right.
And that pivot has paid off big time. We've got some of the biggest names on Wall Street.
Like who?
JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley,
Wow.
all lining up to help them go public. It's clear they see CoreWeave as a potential gold mine.
Yeah, but even with all this excitement and investment, there are risks, right?
Right.
The article mentions a recent stock market dip triggered by a Chinese AI company, DeepSeek.
Oh, yeah.
It's a reminder that this market can be volatile,
Yeah.
unpredictable.
Totally. Not every investment is going to be a winner.
Right.
And the hype around AI can sometimes get ahead of reality.
Yeah.
Some companies are going to soar while others might stumble.
And it sounds like JP Morgan Chase, at least, is taking a cautious approach.
Yeah.
They're prioritizing companies that have a clear lead over their competitors and manageable debt.
Okay.
They're not just throwing money at anything with AI attached to it.
So taking all of this in the gold rush comparisons, the Wall Street frenzy, the incredible technological advancements,
Yeah.
What does it all mean? Where do we go from here?
Well, one thing's for sure, this AI gold rush is in full swing.
Yeah,
And it's creating a ton of opportunities.
it is.
But it's not just about finding the gold,
Right.
the groundbreaking AI technology itself.
Yeah.
It's also about being that savvy entrepreneur,
Yeah.
the one who can see how to use that technology to build something truly valuable.
It's about understanding the whole AI value chain,
Yeah.
figuring out where you fit in, and finding the right partners to collaborate with.
Absolutely.
And ultimately, it's about asking yourself, what kind of role do I want to play in this historic transformation?
That's a great question for you to ponder as we wrap up this deep dive.
Yeah.
Are you going to be the innovator, building the next groundbreaking AI model?
Right.
The infrastructure provider powering the AI revolution behind the scenes?
Yeah.
The application specialist finding ingenious ways to use AI to solve real-world problems?
Or maybe it'll be something entirely new.
Yeah?
Something we haven't even imagined yet. The possibilities are limitless and the choice ultimately is yours.